Hi there, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. The Great American Irish Festival. It's right around the corner, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Our guests are Jeff Ball and Bill Berry. They are co-directors of the Great American Irish Festival. They're going to tell us what's on tap for this year. There's a bunch of new things that are going to be happening. We'll talk a little bit about the history of the event and maybe even the parade, which the committee works on, as well as the Irish Cultural Center, which is moving right along. But before we do any of that, I'm going to say welcome, Bill, and I'm going to say welcome, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
The Great American Irish Festival is what year, Bill?
This will be our 15th year.
Boy, it seems like just yesterday.
It's gone by very quickly.
Yeah. Have you been involved with it, the two of you, every year since the beginning?
Well, I attended the first year and
You had fun, in other words.
caught the fever.
Yeah.
And the second year I joined, and I've been involved with it ever since then.
And how about you, Jeff?
About 9 years for me.
It's been a success right from the beginning, yes?
Yes.
Very much. Yeah, and continues to be. You know, we grow. We've got some things we'd like to talk to you about today that are going to be new this year. We try to change it up a little bit. We have some of the traditional things we bring back every year that people seem to enjoy, but we always try to add a few new things as well.
And before we go into any of those things, we need to tell people when it's going to be and where it's going to be.
Well, it's July 27th and 28th, Friday and Saturday, at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds, right in Frankfort.
And this year,
5S.
Jeff, excuse me, this year there's not going to be Sunday at the fairgrounds.
That's correct. Sunday we will still have our Mass up at St. Joe's, St. Pat's in Utica on Columbia Street. But there won't be anything down at the fairgrounds, just Friday and Saturday.
Are you going to do anything after the Mass at St. Patrick's, St. Joseph St. Patrick's?
We're looking into that at this point. Nothing confirmed, but we would like to do something, and that'll be announced later.
Okay. The new things you've got, well, let's talk about some of the old things that have been big success, Bill Berry. And one of them has been the Elders. They have been your headliner down there from
Right from the beginning.
I was going to say, as long as I can remember.
Yeah, the Elders, they have the Irish brogue, but they're from Kansas City, actually.
Yep.
And they're a very popular Irish band that literally play all over the world. And we've been fortunate enough to use them as our headlining band every year. And we do have them as a headliner this year, but unfortunately the band has made a decision to disband. So they will not be around next year. So that is a golden opportunity for people to see the Elders one last time right here in the Mohawk Valley.
Yeah, they're very personable, too.
Yeah, very, very good band.
Who else you got band-wise, Jeff?
Well, we've got a brand new band this year that we're looking forward to called We Banjo 3. Very popular. Bill and I have not personally heard them before, but we really look forward to, they have a great draw.
And they're from Ireland.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And there's Searson and some of the other bands, popular bands that are coming back. Enter the Haggis.
Barley Juice.
Barley Juice, yeah. Hair of the Dog from the Albany area. So we have some of the popular bands coming
Barney
back.
Rebel Band, too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a
Local favorite.
One of the nice things about the Great American Irish Festival is that there's music going on all the time.
Yes, we're going to be opening at 5 o'clock on Friday night and going till 11 o'clock. And from the minute the doors open at 5 o'clock, there'll be bands on both stages, and they'll play continuously Friday night until 11. And we start it all over again Saturday morning at 11 and go until 11 o'clock at night on Saturday.
And Jeff, you were talking about some of the new things this year.
Yeah, we've got some really exciting new things. One is a sip and paint, led by Connie Pratt of Art and Vine. And that'll be on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock.
Well, what is Sip and Paint?
Sip and Paint is an opportunity to do painting, and you need no experience. You know the classes that she will lead the class and teach you how to come out with an Irish painting. There's 3 different sample scenes that you can select one of the 3, and while you're doing it, you can have a glass of wine or a beer. And that's one. Another thing that Bill was instrumental in getting is 2 comedians are coming up from New York City, Both, I think, hail from Ireland, right?
They do.
And that's going to be Friday night at 7:30 and Saturday night at 7:30. So that's a first for us to have Irish comedians.
Is there an extra charge for that?
There is. So in addition to your attendance, and right now the tickets are on sale pre-festival. They're a little cheaper than they are if you pay at the door. But once you get in the door, there's several things you can participate in that do have a little bit of an extra charge involved. So for the comedians, it would be $20, for example. And there'll probably be about an hour-and-a-half show, 2 comedians, as Jeff said, from New York City, but originally from Ireland. The Sip and Pain has an additional charge as well. We have whiskey tasting that maybe we could talk about for a minute that has an additional charge. We have a Ranger run that we've traditionally had. We've added a kids run to that this year. That's a 5K.
Yep.
Yeah, right in around the village of Frankfurt and back up to the fairgrounds.
We block off the streets in Frankfurt, and it starts and ends right at the fairgrounds. And then new this year will be a kids half-mile run. Kids 12 and under are free.
Okay.
So we really want to emphasize that the Irish Festival is a family-oriented event. You know, another example to back that up is our We Zone, where parents can go with their kids and join in various activities, including Saturday afternoon when the Utica Zoo comes out and entertains the kids. So there's stuff for all ages.
And you mentioned pre-event tickets, Bill, and are those available at Price Chopper?
They are. You can buy them at any Price Chopper, or you can buy them online at the Great American Irish Fest website.
And what are the pre-event ticket prices, and what are they at the door?
They're $15 pre-advance for Friday, $18 at the door. Saturday they are $18, $20 at the door. And we have a weekend pass that you can buy only in advance. That gets you in both Friday and Saturday, and that's $28 in advance.
What are we looking at numbers-wise of attendance?
We hope 10 or 12,000 people will walk through the gates. That's typically what we see on a good weekend.
Is that what you had last year?
Yes, yes, and we want to also mention that rain or shine, this
Good point.
festival goes on,
Yeah.
and you know, so much of it is undercover. The stages and the viewing area and so forth are undercover. So rain or shine, it's a great event to attend.
I can attest that it goes on when it's
During
raining.
rain.
You've been there.
Because I've been there for the rain. The Mass, of course, will go on if it's rain or shine as well. So
Yeah, the Mass will have a strong Irish theme to it. We're bringing Irish singers in. We'll have Irish bands. We're going to have a bagpiper. So it's going to be a true Irish Mass.
And don't you have a bagpipe competition at the Irish Festival?
We do. We've had that every year, and that's really one of the highlights of the whole festival. Saturday at 5 o'clock, we pretty much shut all of the activities down, and the bagpipers will line up and do a grand march through the fairgrounds, which is a sight to see if you
really
haven't
is
seen
a
it
sight to
before.
see.
And then at the end of the march, they end up in a large field that's within the festival grounds, and they play in unison. They'll play Danny Boy or some other popular Irish
Amazing
song.
Grace.
Amazing Grace. And the hair on the back of my neck stands up when I stand and watch that.
I'm glad you didn't say the hair on the top of your head. Jeff Ball and Bill Berry are our guests. We're talking about the Great American Irish Festival right around the corner. More details, short break, right back.